Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of DreTalksHoops. This is episode 6, and today we're going to be talking about the national championship, wrapping up college basketball, women's college basketball, and then talk about the transfer portal a little bit more, and getting to see who's taken off the board and who's still on there, and who's some of the best players and what they might bring to like their new school now that they've transferred, and also talk about the WNBA. The WNBA season is upon us, so we talk about the draft and the upcoming season. So a lot to get into. So let's get to it. And as always, I thank you everyone for tuning in, listening, watching. If you're new to the channel, thanks for watching and listening. Hopefully, I can able to give some insight and kind of like an overview of like what's been happening in women's college hoops, whether it be college or the pros or overseas or anything between. So let's get into it. So college basketball is officially over. We had the Final Four over the past weekend on this past Friday. And of course, we all know who was in the Final Four. We have UCLA, South Carolina, Texas, and UConn. UConn was the only 2 seed to make it to the Final Four this year. The first matchup was UConn. The first matchup on Friday night was South Carolina versus Texas, where they would play for the 4th time. It was pretty back and forth, mostly throughout the game. Mostly through the beginning of the game, Texas came out on fire. They even had a lead at one point, and so I thought, maybe Texas might, be able to even series up. But then it was just once Madison Booker got into foul trouble in the second quarter, they kind of lost their that offensive punch. So she does so much for them. Roy Harmon as well too. But kind of once Madison Booker got into foul trouble, South Carolina was able to make their run in separation. So, South Carolina ended up winning 74-57, pretty marginal lead. And then for the second game, UConn, UCLA. I thought this game might have been a little bit closer. You have UCLA has Lauren Betts, one of the best dominant bigs in college basketball, Defensive Player of the Year. Kiki Rice at the point guard, and they only had lost 2 games, just to Southern Cal, so I thought maybe, it might have been a little closer, but UConn, they weren't playing around this tournament. They ended up beating UCLA 85-51 in the semis. That's I can't even imagine, remember the last time, a number 1 overall seed, lost that big of a deficit in the Final Four. UConn was just making them look like they weren't even the number 1 overall seed. UConn, they were prepared, they came to play, and they had this mindset that they were going to go to the championship game, and that's all they had in their mind was to win. So UConn was able to get past UCLA pretty easily. I thought, Lauren Betts showed up for UCLA, but I guess the others had to show up too, and there wasn't really much going for UCLA other than Lauren Betts. Of course, UConn, they're going to be UConn. So that will lead us to the championship matchup, which was on this past Sunday, which was UConn versus South Carolina. I know everyone was waiting for that, because, if you remember UConn, and beating South Carolina pretty good at home. They snapped it was a 70-plus game home winning streak. So, South Carolina, they don't barely ever lose at home. So when UConn came to town and beat them in Columbia, in the way they beat them too, it wasn't even close. So I thought they would kind of use that more as fuel. You beat us on our home court pretty badly. We wanted, get our revenge back. And the game started off pretty good, back and forth. It was a pretty good up and down. As the points, there was offense going in the first quarter, and as the second quarter got going, I guess the teams more settled down with their defenses, and kind of the pace slowed down a little bit, and but UConn was able to keep on creating separation and kind of plagued them in the first match with South Carolina. The AZ Fudd, man, she went off. and she won most outstanding player with she had 24 points and 5 boards. But I think the key X factor for UConn, of course, AZ Foot and Paige Beckers. Paige Beckers finished with 17 points. But I mean, the freshman Sarah Strong, and she's just a freshman. She still got 3 more years. Like Sarah Strong had 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists. I mean, what else could you ask for? A double-double, for your freshman. If she came to play, she came to rebound. I mean, feel like she does it all. I feel like Sarah Strong has really been their X factor. Even when AZ Foot went down with injury at the beginning of the calendar year, and she was out for a little bit. I mean, Sarah Strong and Paige held it down. And I thought not UConn, South Carolina would have put up a little bit more of a fight just because of what happened. And I know they wanted, the repeat, do the back-to-back, go back-to-back. And, I mean, they had been playing well and awesome since the loss at UConn. I mean, they didn't lose until they played UConn again, I mean, won the regular season co-champs in the SEC, then went on to win the SEC tournament, number 1 overall seed, got to the Final Four. Everything, was lining up to be like, okay, well, I think I got all the momentum to come in too, with the UConn matchup. So I thought, they got film, they know what they need to work on, and so on and so on. So I thought I'd been a little closer. Maybe, South Carolina may be able to win. But, I mean, UConn, they've been great all year, even with their, losses to, Tennessee and Notre Dame and Southern Cal. I mean, they were close games. They weren't too far separated, but I thought maybe, okay, that South Carolina could look at the film, but, I mean, you never know what the national championship might bring out of you. And UConn, they show why they're the best team in the country. And, South Carolina didn't have an answer for AZ Foot or Sarah Strong. I mean, kind of they held the Page in check a little bit. I mean, that was good for the scout, but, I mean, that big three that UConn has, they just showed up. So it's like you might contain one, but you still have to, consider the 2 others. And all of them can shoot the 3 too. That's what makes them dangerous as well. That they're all capable of shooting 3, all capable of getting their own shot off, and just creating for themselves and others. As you can see, Sarah Strong got 5 assists. So I mean, UConn has been dominant, and they've won their 12th national championship. This is the first one since 2016, if you can believe it. So it's been almost 10 years since they won it. And last time they won, Brianna Stewart, she was in college, and she won 4 in a row from 2013 to 2016. So that's the last time UConn has won a championship. So it's been a while since, they've been on the mountaintop, which, it's a good thing, UConn fans not going to hear that. But for women's sports, the parity, I love how the parity of the game has changed so much within these, past few years or 10 years. You can see, we've had a different champion since Brianna Stewart's four-time champion. So we've had a different champion every year since then, which I think that makes it even better. You don't know who might win. So congrats to UConn. Gino Auriemma, his 12th championship, he just stands alone and with the most national championships. So congrats to UConn. I know they're gonna be back and better, and we trying to go for back-to-back because AZ Foot, she'll be back next year, which is really huge for the program. AZ, another year of AZ and Sarah. I'm interested and excited to see what they do next year now that Paige is gone, but I feel like they won't really skip a beat. They still have mostly all their returns coming back, just losing Caitlin Chen, their point guard who transferred from Princeton, and then, of course, Paige Beckers is going to the WNBA. But, they're still pretty loaded. So, UConn, of course, they'll always be back. And then South Carolina, they're losing Bree Hall, Sanaya Fagan, and Tina Pow to graduation. But Raven Johnson, she has another eligibility left to come back. So I know probably that's losing the championship game stings. And Joyce Edwards for South Carolina, I feel like if she wouldn't gotten into foul trouble, she might have made a little bit difference. But she got into foul trouble in the second quarter, and then she was one of their better offensive outputs for the game. And once she went out kind of second quarter, like the offense kind of went stagnant. I know they went through her a lot, so Joyce Edwards getting in foul trouble didn't really help. Taking the power, she only had like her 1 3-pointer. I mean, that's not really gonna cut. You need more from your, especially from your senior guards. They should at least be in double figures or close to it. So it's like, because they could really use some 3-pointers. Like, I know South Carolina isn't really, they can shoot the three, but they're not really known for shooting 3-pointers. So if they get down, of course, it's kind of going to be hard to get back into the game if they can't really shoot the three that well. But they needed more from I mean, Bree Hall, I mean, Raven Johnson, too, as well. I mean, though she's not really more of a scoring point guard, she's more kind of pass first, but she's a great rebounding guard, too, as well. She had 7 rebounds, but she only had 2 points. I mean, that's not going to cut it either. But, I mean, UConn, they were great defensively, but that's why having to go get to a great defensive team. So, I mean, congrats to UConn. It was a great game to watch. I mean, of course, towards the end, there was more separation, but, it was a great game to watch. Malaysia for Wiley, I mean, she didn't have that great of a game. I mean, I know she was struggling a little bit here and there with it, but I know she'll be back. She'll be a junior coming back this year, next year. So I know it was a pretty tough game for her too, and I know they're gonna sting. But no, South Carolina has nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, they were still a great team. I mean, SEC champs, number 1 seed, SEC tournament champs. I mean, Coach Dawn Staley knows what she's doing, so I know she's going to be back. And this one's going to sting a little bit, but that's what, I mean, teams can't both win. But, I mean, they're both great teams. It was a great game. It was a great season overall. I mean, the season this year, like, I couldn't really tell who could have won the whole thing. I mean, so many teams could have been like a number one team. We had UCLA, Notre Dame was number 1, Southern Cal. So I mean, we had a lot of teams going from one. Like the top 25 was always changing, but mostly the top 6 or 7 teams kind of stayed up there. But like, I mean, the rest, I mean, it could have been anybody could have been anywhere in the standings. So what a great overall college basketball season. Can't wait till next season. I'm already missing it already, missing going to games. But just because college basketball season, that means that WNBA season is quickly approaching. And I'm excited for that too, WNBA season. I can't wait to see what happens this year. It's going to be a lot, exciting things going on. And then because the game is always, growing and evolving, and how much growth is the WNBA has seen within the past maybe 4 to 5 years. I just see how much everything has grown and how much the women's game has grown is exciting. So I'm excited to see the WNBA, and the WNBA draft is actually coming up. It is on Monday, April 14th at 7:30 p.m. It'll be on ESPN. You can watch it. It'll be in New York City at the Shed. So the WNBA draft is quickly approaching. So college seniors, they don't have too much time just to think about, or just kind of rest to prepare yourself now to go to the WNBA draft, because it's that short window from finishing college to going to the WNBA draft, especially if you played well into the season, to the postseason. You got, it's like a quick turnaround. But that's how it goes. So yes, the WNBA draft will be Monday, April 14th at 7:30 on ESPN. So please tune in. We have a great draft class this year, and of course it's headlined by Paige Beckers, of course. So the preseason starts May 2nd, and the actual season will start May 16th. So a little over a month away from actually the regular season starting. So good stuff still happening. Not too much of a layoff from college to WNBA, so we don't get too much of a break, which is good, which I love. I'm already missing basketball. It's only been a few days. But, yeah, so for the draft order, of course, we have the Dallas Wings picking first, Seattle Storm by a trade from LA. We get the second pick. Washington Mystics have the third pick by Chicago Sky of a trade they did, because if you don't remember, the Sky traded for Ariel Atkins, so Washington Mystics are basically in a rebuild mode this year. So they have a bunch of picks in this draft. And they also have the fourth pick as well, the Mystics do. And then the Valkyries, Golden State Valkyries, will be making their inaugural season this year. It's exciting, to add another team to the WNBA and expanding, which is amazing. Hopefully, I know they already announced, Toronto will be the next team after this season. And I think Cleveland is trying to get a team as well, too. But, I mean, me personally, in my heart, I would love if they brought back the Charlotte Sting, so I can go to the games more often. I would love to be able to, the closest I am is either it's Atlanta or DC, and they're both about 6-hour drives, 5-6-hour drives. But, I mean, I would love the Charlotte Sting to come back. That would be amazing, like in the next few years, since they're expanding and the league is growing. I would love to see the Charlotte Stings come back, but not to get off topic too much. The sixth pick will be the Mystics again by Atlanta. 7 will be the Connecticut Sun. 8 will be the Sun again. 9 will be LA. Vegas. Las Vegas actually did have this pick, but it was rescinded for violating league rules. And number 10 will be the Sky, Chicago Sky. Number 11, the Minnesota Lynx. And number 12 will be the Dallas Wings again. So there are 3 rounds in the WBA drafts. First round will be on ESPN. Second round, I don't know if they'll be on, it might be on ESPN2 as well. And there's a third round too. I don't think it'll be broadcasted, but 3 rounds. I mean, as you know, of course, probably not every team, every player that's drafted might make a team, but here's the draft boards. And the second round, it'll be the Aces, then the Wings, the Lynx, Sky, then Valkyries pick again at number 5. Atlanta will be 6. The Fever have the 7th and 8th pick. Then the Sparks will be 9th. Sky will be 10. DC 11. Lynx 12. And 13 Sun. So, pretty good round, and then there'll be a third round. But I mainly will be talking about kind of like the first round and like mock drafts of where players might go. And I know, like, second round, there's still gems to be found in the second round, too, as well. As we can recall, DeJounte Carrington, she won Most Improved Player. She came out the second round last year. So, just because you're going to the second round doesn't mean you still won't be able to, make an impact for a team somewhere. So, I might go in a little bit to the second round, kind of like say, like, I guess what other websites are kind of like giving their mock drafts too as well. But this draft class is so deep. Even in the second round, you can still find a good player that could be like a good impact player for you, or like if you see the potential in a player that could maybe help you down the road, like a couple years if you just learn that veteran leadership, get accustomed to the game, and they can still be making an impact for you. So just even if they go in the second round, there's nothing to be discouraged about going into the second round, because you can still get picked up and still have like a lot of playing time. So for the first round, a little mock draft, I feel like that I might see where players might be going. It might fluctuate here and there, but for the most part, this kind of where I see the players are going. And for number 1 pick, the Dallas Wings, and this one's I'm pretty sure this one's not going anywhere, but Paige Bueckers will probably be the number 1 pick for the Dallas Wings. Of course, she'll be adding immediate impact, just like Caitlin Clark did to the Indian Fever. The Wings need a PG, and I think because they're looking for the continuity, because they already have Arike Gonzalez. She's a star. She's a great shooting guard, so just need to pair her with like someone great in the backcourt. I think her and Paige will work out well as a great backcourt combo, and then have DeJounte Carrington on the team as well. And Alyssa Smith came over via trade. So the Wings, of course, they have good post play as well too. So I'm excited to see what Paige does with pick and rolls, pick and pops with her and Arike. So it'll be interesting to see how the Dallas Wings will play this coming season and where they will stand, and see if they will make the playoffs this year, adding Paige Bueckers. Now the Seattle Storm picked 2nd. LA did have this pick, but LA did make a major blockbuster trade by acquiring Kelsey Plum from the Aces, which kind of had to actually, Seattle Storm got involved in the trade too, and they ended up giving their second pick to the Seattle Storm. because as before Olivia Miles, announced she was coming back for another year. I was wondering why LA did give away this second pick, because I'm just like, we really could use. Well, I mean, we do have they have a point guard now with Kelsey Plum, but that two pick, but they use this very smartly. This two pick could use to bring over Kelsey Plum, so now we really do, because they did need a point guard, but now we have that, or now they have that. Excuse me. And so I mean, it doesn't really look too bad. They use a trade to get Kelsey Plum, because now Olivia Miles is staying. So Seattle Storm will have the second pick now, the Washington Mystics. And since Olivia Miles is now staying in college, at first people did have maybe Kiki Irfin from Southern Cal being the second spot, but now more people lean towards a center player from France. Her name is Dominique Malonga, as to take the spot for Seattle Storm, which of course they do have Nneka Ogwumike in the post, but I know they need like another post player, because Mercedes Russell, she ended up signing with the Sparks in free agency. So they did lose a post player. They lost Drew Lloyd to trade. She's with the Aces now, but of course, so that's Skylar Diggins, Nneka Ogwumike, and now they have Lexi Brown. She came over from a trade to the Sparks, from the Sparks. So I know like Seattle is kind of needing like another big post, but they also do have another foreign post also playing for Seattle Storm. So I know like Dominique Malonga can learn from her and get that veteran leadership. And I think she'll be a great addition, because I know Seattle does need some more post play. And I think they're pretty good with the guards, but they could use some post play. So I'm not mad at this pick. And then for third pick, the Mystics, they have the third and the fourth pick. Cause I could have saw Kiki going to Seattle, since I think she's a great post player, but I mean she might still as well either. But I think Kiki would have made an instant impact. But I think she'll make an instant impact with the Mystics too, because of course they're in rebuild mode. I mean, they're bringing back, Aaliyah Edwards. They'll have Brittany Spikes coming back too as well, and they'll also have. They have more some of their posts coming back. So I'm kind of excited to see what the Mystics do. They haven't really done too much in free agency, because they're mostly, I guess, building through the draft, which is great. And speaking of Mystics, Elena Delanon announced that she was retiring from basketball. So congrats to her on a great year. A great career. I mean, she won a championship with them back in 2019. And I thought she might come back after she took a break from last year, but she just decided to retire. So I mean, congrats to Elena on a great career. And I know the game's gonna miss her, but I know she's doing what's best for her. And you have Stephanie Dolson. She's been a great big for them as well. I mean, yeah, Shakira Austin as well. She's a great up and coming she's still young post as well too. So Brittany Sykes will kind of be like the vet for this team. So I can see the Mystics actually picking. I think Sonia Citron, she will be a great addition, and adding Kiki to young guards. But Sonia, she has length, so she can probably play either the 2 or the 3 for you. And then Kiki should be a great post, and she has a great vets to learn from. I mean, she has Aaliyah Edwards and Shakira Austin to learn from down the post. I think this actually would be a great, addition. I'm not mad at it. I think she would be great, but even maybe Anissa Mara or Kiki might switch because Valkyrie's picked the fifth. So if I don't see Anissa going off the board yet, I see Anissa going to the Valkyries, or I see Kiki going to the Valkyries. Cause I know they could probably use like a good young post to grow into grow their franchise. So I can see them either taking Anissa or Kiki. I mean, both great picks. They're gonna get to the boards. Anissa will get to the boards. So, and then if you want to create an identity for your team, and these would be two perfect picks because they're a very good rebounding post. So we'll see what they go. I mean, those could go either way. And the Mystics have another pick, number 6. By Atlanta. Atlanta, they're looking pretty good too. They got Brittany Griner in the trade. They also got Brianna from Connecticut Sun. And she came over as well too. So I mean, Atlanta, they're looking pretty good. They still bring back Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, and Jordan Canada too as well at the point guard position. So I can see the Mystics either taking maybe Cheyenne Sellers. She'd be a lengthy point guard because the Mystics kind of do need a point guard since they're mainly I see more focused on because they gave away not gave away, they traded away Ariel Atkins, but she's more like a 2-3, but she could play the point guard. But I can see them trying to draft a point guard, so I wouldn't be mad at Cheyenne Sellers from Maryland or Haley Van Lith from TCU. I think those would be both like good young guards that you can like kind of get acclimated to your system. I feel like they would make a great impact and be able to impact your be able to impact your franchise and have a great effect on them. So I would go either way with Cheyenne Sellers or Haley Van Lith. And the next will be Connecticut Sun. I mean, they're kind of in the rebuild too as well. Of course, Alyssa Thomas, most of their whole starting five left. DeWanna Bonner, Dejanay Carrington, and the coach Stephanie White, is over at Indiana Fever now. So I see the Connecticut Sun. I know they need a PG because Ty Harris also left. She's with the Dallas Wings now. So I can see them maybe drafting Georgia Amore. I think this might be like a nice spot for her to learn. Georgia Amore could be good. She might be able to, get minutes here in Connecticut and get a little run. I know she's not the tallest, but she's still a bucket getter. So I really like to see her and Georgia Amore being in Connecticut Sun. And Sun have the 8th pick as well too by Indiana. And I think Tahina Powell, she would be really good because I know that the Sun have been trying to be more of a 3-point team or create more 3-pointers for their team, and insert Tahina Powell. She's a 3-point threat, so this would be a great landing spot for her. And number 9 is LA. I seen the Aces did have this, but because of league violations, this one got league violations rules. This one got rescinded, so LA has this pick. And I do like Sanaya Rivers with LA. I think this should be a good pick. This is a kind of a young squad with like youth and veterans. Because you have Kelsey Plum. Of course, Cameron Brink, she'll be back from her ACL injury, but we don't know when. But hopefully, maybe end of May, early June, or middle of June when she might come back. And we're not too sure when she'll be back. Of course, you got Rakia Jackson as well. She had an amazing rookie year. Can't wait to see what she does for her, sophomore season. And also you have De'Erica Hamby. She's been playing pretty well since she's got to the Sparks. Ray Burrell as well too. So I think Sanaya. I think Sanaya Rivers would actually fit well pretty here. Like she's like a kind of like a small forward, and like Sparks have like really good small forwards that she can learn behind, and I think she can still make an impact. Maybe like more be like a defensive right now, but I think this would be like a great pick for them too as well. I would like to see them maybe because Sanaya, she's kind of a guard, so but she's a lengthy guard. So actually, this works pretty well. Cause I know they kind of need like more guards that they can kind of help fill out the voids with the departures of some of their guards. And then for the 10th spot is the Sky again. I can't wait the Sky, to see what they do. I think Haley Van Lith or Seller. I think Haley Van Lith learning behind Courtney Vandersloot. She's a great point guard, just won the championship at Liberty, now she'll be the Sky. So, I think it's going to be perfect for Haley Van Lith, maybe to learn behind her. And then she also be able to team back up with Angel Reese. And that would be kind of cool to see. And Chicago Sky, they should be pretty good this year as well, too. Angel Reese, Camila Cardoso, and then you have Courtney Vandersloot running the point as well. And you have Ariel Atkins coming over, too. So, watch out for the Sky. I wouldn't sleep on them. They might have, a little squad, too, as well. So, and then the Lynx are picking 11th. Now, I think, after her performance in the NCAA tournament, Sarah Ashley Barker from Alabama, when she dropped 40, she's been coming on the draft boards a little bit. I don't mind it, though, because the Lynx, they're coming back. They have, they have their depth. But if they can add, another, offensive, threat that's, be able to go off at any point or in time, or, with little quick spurts, I think Sarah Ashley Barker will be able to do that. So I think that'd be, kind of a great pickup. And then the last will be wings. Some say maybe Sedona Prince from TCU or Justice. Justi, if I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I don't. She's from Lithuania. She's another PG. But I don't know if they'll really draft her or not, since they're probably more so drafting Paige Beckers. But she still would be a good pickup, maybe at the backup point guard position. So. The draft, it could go either way. I'm excited for the draft board, the draft players. I feel I didn't even get to all of them really. There's still some more other great names out there, Isaiah James from NC State, Michaela Timpson. People have been talking about her length and size. She's a really good. She'd be a real good power forward, center forward, and her defense as well. She was up there as one of the top players with blocks per game. So interested to see where she goes. Sanaya Fagan out of South Carolina, J.J. Quinley, she's an amazing defensive guard out of West Virginia. And even some draft boards have Haley Van Lith going in second round, so you never know really what happened. Maybe first round, second round. Lucy Olson from Iowa. Janiah Barker from UCLA. It's just so many names, So I feel this is gonna be a pretty good draft class, and next year's gonna be a good draft class as well too. So I'm excited for the draft to see where everyone goes, and see in the second rounders and third rounders, if they can make their marks, and just because if you don't get drafted, you can still go to a team undrafted and get a training camp spot and just see what happens, and maybe you can make some noise there too as well. So I'm interested and excited to see where all the players go and where they might end up. So don't forget, at WNBA draft, tuned in 7:30. And for the transfer portal, a little updates from the transfer portal. If you haven't heard, Olivia Miles from Notre Dame, she is going to TCU. Big news. TCU's on the up and up. I think Olivia Miles saw what the coach did for Haley Van Lith, when she went to LSU, she had a down year, but when she came to TCU, I feel she revitalized back her career to where she was at the Louisville days. So Olivia Miles heads to TCU. I wasn't surprised that she wanted to stay. I was just surprised that she wanted to leave Notre Dame. Maybe she just need, a change. To see what she can do, get some NIL money from somewhere else. And I think when she went on live on a Tuesday night and said she wasn't really ready, and she just came out the injury she had, so now they give her more time to rest and have an off season, instead if she would enter the draft, basically she only had maybe a few weeks or so, and then she had to be back playing again. So I feel she also wanted to be able to rest her knee, her injury, and just be able to kind of be able to have a whole full season of being injury free, and then go into the draft. So Cara Silva from Kentucky, she's a center. She committed to TCU as well. And Tania Latson, that was a big one. South Carolina was able to get Tanaya Latson. And this is going to be interesting, which means her and Raven Johnson actually played together back in their high school days. So that means Raven Johnson is coming back to South Carolina and they're teaming up together. A lot of people are asking, like, what is this going to do for Wiley? Now she have, like, the nation's leading scorer coming to your team. But I think for Wiley, I think she trusts in Dawn Staley's philosophy and what she will do for her. So I think for Wiley will still have, be able to get her minutes. You have Joyce Edwards, too, as well, coming back. So, I mean, you're still going to need that. I feel like they're still going to need that punch, Their bench depth, they have the best bench depth in the nation. So I feel like for Wiley, she'll still be able to do what she needs to do, still be able to get, like, she's a bucket getter. So, I don't think this will hinder her production at all. I think it'll just make it even better, because, you can't really double Latson and just leave them open, or you can leave Joyce Edwards open, but you can't, do that. So I feel like for Wiley, she'll be able to have, like, a great year playing along Latson. So I think it'll actually work pretty well. Danny Carnegie, she was a ACC Sixth Woman of the Year. She was a great freshman player for Georgia Tech. But as we all know, Georgia Tech's head coach, she retired. So most of the players are in the transfer portal and have some of them committed. So she commits to Georgia. She stays in Georgia and goes to SEC school. Another Georgia Tech transfer, Tiana Thompson, she committed to Ole Miss for Coach Show. Coach Show's been pretty doing good in the transfer portal. So I'm excited to see what she does next year with Ole Miss. And SMU transfer Jessica Pearson. She was leading one of the top rebounders in the nation. She commits to Miami. And Louisville, Nyla Harris commits to UNC. So big pick for Coach Banghart and her squad. Notre Dame, Kate Koval, she commits to LSU. And Adia Barnes was Arizona's best basketball coach, but now she is now SMU's coach, and she has already, since she's taken over, she has 8 new players, and 3 of her former players have came along with her as well. So I'm interested to see what SMU does. They only made two games in the conference last year, so down year. So I'm interested to see how long it might take Coach Barnes to get them back up there and be back to the top. I know it probably won't take too long to get SMU back where she wants it to be. And Roy Harmon, she announced today that she is returning to Texas for 1 more year. And Marta Suarez from Cal, she's still narrowing down. She has hers down to TCU. I mean, that'd be crazy if TCU got her. UNC, Notre Dame, and Ohio State. Maya Perry from FAU, she committed to Cincinnati. Lacey Steele has transferred from NC State. Some still big names are still out there in the transfer portal. Cody McMahon from Ohio State, she's not committed anywhere yet. But I think some people kind of lean to she's on a trip to Ole Miss. So I could see her at Ole Miss, or maybe even LSU. I think she would do well at LSU, or maybe Southern Cal. So, Juju is out this year, next year. So I feel like we'll see where she goes. Samaya Smith from LSU, she's still on the board as well from LSU, because last year Poe as well transferred from LSU, so interested to see where she go. And Indiana, Yarden Gorzon commits to Maryland, so big pickup for Coach Brenda Fries from Maryland. And some Duke news, we had Vanessa DeJesus. This will be her final eligibility. She's transferring from Duke. And Janessa Cotton, she maybe played 8 games. She really didn't play too much. She's transferring from Duke too as well. I mean, I would like to see her more this year, but I mean, she's doing what's best for her as well. And this kind of the bigger names that are off the draft board. I mean, transfer portal, it opened in March 24th and it'll close April 22nd. So maybe another week and a half, 2 weeks of the transfer portal, so more so everything beginning filled out towards the end of the month. So we'll kind of see more so where players are going. So excited to see what the transfer portal will bring. And I remember, transfer portal, you had to, once you transfer, you had to sit out a year, but now transfer, you can, boom, automatically play the next following year. So it'll be interesting where all these new players, are going, and see how, the impact they will make. Of course, the kind of biggest is Olivia Miles, head to TCU, and then Tanaya Latson going to South Carolina. Really interested to see how that will work. And it's crazy because I thought maybe I was hearing rumors about Olivia Miles or or tonight. I mean, tonight lesson going to maybe Duke. I mean, Duke could use that, that number one go-to score option. But as I thought about it more, I mean, Duke kind of does have that already. You got Toby Fournier, and then I think Ashton Jackson. She's gonna have like a big senior season, so I think she'll be able to be more of that go-to threat. I feel like I see her like averaging. I feel like maybe I say 14, 15 points per game. I mean, she's doing it all, so I'm excited to see what she does as well. And then speaking more college, Kelsey Plum, she announced her third annual dog class is from April 18th to the 20th. It's mostly seniors, and juniors. It's kind of sort of point guards and guards. But Kelsey Plum, she's a point guard, but it's also I think she's adding more guards as well to it. And she announced Georgia Amore, KK Arnold, Michaela Blakes. I'm excited to see kind of Michaela Blakes. She's like up and coming like great guard. Like I can't see what she does for her sophomore year. Jelani Cambridge, Kaylee Heckles, Zoe Brooks, Tessa Johnson, Cheyenne Sellers, Silas Swords, Harmony Turner from Harvard. Like I'm glad Harmony Turner's getting the recognition she's receiving, even though she went to an Ivy League school. I mean, she's a bucket getter, so I'm excited for Harmony Turner. Hopefully she'll be able to play in the WNBA as well too. I think a team could use her. And then Ashton Jackson got invited to the dog class. So I mean, huge. I think she's gonna have a great senior season coming up, and I think she kind of put herself on the map more so this year, and people more so know about her game. So I'm just glad people are recognizing that. But yeah, so I mean, we talked about the WNBA draft, the transfer portal, and also Florida's Kylie Kitts, sister of Chloe Kitts, entered the transfer portal. So I wonder where she might be going. But it'll be interesting to see if they, team up and play. I don't think she had played at all really this year. I think she might be injured, but it'd be interesting to see if she comes to South Carolina and plays with her sister. And Sakima Walker from South Carolina, she ended up transferring out. I know Ashlyn Watkins, she should be back next year. She had an injury this past season, so I think she'll be back. So, I mean, South Carolina, there's going to be reloading, and can't wait to see what all the other teams do, where everybody else is going to be standing, and can't wait for college basketball to come back. So once the transfer portal closes, I'll be able to give you more breakdowns of who's going where and what the impact they're going to make for their newer team. So, yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about in this video. I mean, it's great, all good stuff. I mean, the game is growing. There's so much, I can only fit in. I don't want to make it too long, but it's just so much information I could just talk to y'all about. But yeah, next week we'll have the draft, and we'll see where everyone's going. And that'll be interesting. And the transfer portal will be closing in the next couple weeks or so. And then WNBA, it's right around the corner. So it's great stuff coming up, and can't wait to talk to you more about it. I mean, I could talk about basketball all day, as you can see. So thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you listening. It means a lot to me. And if you ever want to come on the podcast or talk, I would love to just chat, have interviews, and follow my Instagram. I'll follow back. And as always, stay. There's always just be so much information. Like the women's game is growing so much, and I hope I can get y'all excited about it as much as I'm excited about it. So thanks for tuning in, and until next time.